Tomorrow is the official start of the Breach era. Now, I'm pretty sure that everyone in the fandom is going to be dead by then because of Blurryface's activity recently. All his tweets and stuff. I would definitely be dead. But anyway, since the Clancy era is coming to an end, I decided to make a video about kind of doing a breakdown of everything that happened during the Clancy era. So hopefully everyone enjoys this video and get ready for a good one. This all started on February 15, 2024. Now this was over a year ago, almost a year and a half ago. And today kind of sparked a little tease for the album Clancy. It was when all the red tape started to appear on the albums, and it usually was on the eyes of the characters on the album. Now, for Vessel, it was on Tyler and Josh's grandparents, or grandpas. And on Blurryface, it was on the dead Bishop Keon. There wasn't any eyes on Blurryface, but it was on the dead Bishop. So for Trench, Clifford, the Vulture, had his eyes covered with red tape. And on Skin and Icy, it was Trash the Dragon. On this very same day, February 15th, 21 Pilots sent out Dima letters, Dima envelopes. One of the things in there was a Clancy letter written by Clancy. And there was another thing on one of the pages in the envelope. There was a little words that literally had the direct definition of overcompensate. So I think that we all know that Overcompensate is now a song. It was the first single that released a few weeks after that those letters were sent out. So we all know where Overcompensate comes from. Exactly 1 week later, on February 22nd, 2024, 21 Pilots posted the I Am Clancy video. This is Tyler's voice recapping everything that he's been going through from Heavy Dirty Soul up until the end of The Outside. He's recapping that, but then at the end, we get a little teaser of Overcompensate. We see Tyler in his Clancy mask returning back to Trench. The following week, on February 28th, Dima Org updates. It adds 3 new letters, one of them being the Clancy letter that was in the envelope so everyone can see. And this kind of gave a few clues to a few stuff coming in the future. One day after that, the Overcompensate music video releases with the song. And in the music video, we see that Josh is wearing a scarf that has Torchbearer written in Ukrainian. Now this is honestly kind of special for me because my grandma is Ukrainian and she came from Ukraine, and I think I'm 1/4 Ukrainian. And I don't know, it was just very special. And in the music video, it's kind of like Tyler presenting himself to kind of tell the people in Dima to not fall for their tricks, because they like vialism, which is kind of self-harm and stuff. Self-harm is the only way to paradise, I guess. But Tyler is telling everyone that they should not lean into the Bishop's ideas. They should join the Banditos in rebellion against the Bishops. And at the end of the music video, we see that the person that was in Dima was actually just a vessel. They take off the Clancy mask, and it's just this random guy who died. And we see that at the end, Tyler and Josh are getting off a boat in their outside music video outfits. And they see some torches, which leads into navigating. We'll get into that later. And basically he was just seizing that vessel in Dima. He wasn't actually there. Also on the same day, the album announcement of Clancy, the set list, or the track list, releases. And there was 13 songs. Wow. On March 27, 2024, 21 Pilots releases their second single off of Clancy Next Semester. This song is very inspiring to some people. I know a lot of people for graduation decorate their like graduation caps with like start fresh next semester, because it's honestly just like about getting through a season of your life and stuff. And on this very same day, they released a tour, one of their biggest tours. And honestly, I got to go to 2 shows, my brother's song, and I would say it was probably the best experience of my life. And it was so fun, it was so amazing. And they announced like, I don't know, it was like 70 like shows, I don't even remember. But they released the tour and tickets went on sale, I think the week after Next Semester was released. So, and that got like so much people hyped. April 23rd, 2024. This day was kind of an important day, because Tyler tweeted out a few days before saying that they were going to do a music video for every single song. I mean, I don't even know what artist does that. 21 Pilots now. And they just needed a little more time to get everything done with that album for the music videos to be ready, even though Paladin Street still wasn't ready. But they had to edit the videos, so I don't blame them. And also, if they had released it on the 17th, it would have fallen on another album's anniversary, Blurry Face. So I'm kind of glad that they didn't, because then every single album has a different day to get celebrated. So yeah, Tyler makes a video online saying that they have to postpone it. On April 25th, 2024, 21 Pilots releases their third single, Backslide. This video was directed by Josh, so it's extra special because this was like his first time ever making a music video, ever directing a music video. And I would say that he did an amazing job, amazing, seriously. And his ideas in that music video were peak. And let's just give it a round of applause for him. Yeah, Josh. Towards the end of April into May, the 21 Pilots, they released a 5-show series called An Evening with 21 Pilots. This was in cities like Columbus, New York, London, Berlin, and somewhere in Mexico, I think. And this was kind of just a sneak peek at what the Clancy tour was gonna look like. And I know they played some of their singles, and then during the Columbus show, they played Slow Town. He brought out the guitar. That was so 2012. But anyways, it also made a comeback for the Clancy tour. I know in Columbus they played Slow Town and Fake You Out. It was crazy. On May 18th, there was hosted many album listening parties where people could listen to the album a little bit more earlier than the release date. They want to see the music videos, but they would be able to hear the songs a little bit before. On May 22nd, 2024, 21 Pilots releases their last single before the album comes out, the Craving singles version. Now there's a Genesis version that's on the actual album, but this is the single version. And this music video was them making a box. May 24th, 2024, the album Clancy releases. On this very same day, 21 Pilots hosts a live stream, a Clancy live stream, where they premiere all of the music videos. And I know I stayed up to watch it. They stayed up until 3. I was so tired, but I was still excited. And at the end of it, they announced that they did not have the Paladin Street music video yet. They said it will come in the early June, and it actually came out at the end, so we're just not talking about that. But they announced that Paladin Street only would have a placeholder when they premiered it. And at the end, he said, "Does this sound like the end?" And guys, I don't think it does, because clearly there's another album to the storyline, and I think I'm scared for it, but excited. So very, very interesting. And that whole entire live stream was just like filled with laughter. Like they're so like humorous that like they can be funny at 2 in the morning. Like, and they had a show that day. Like, why would they stay up? On May 24th to 25th, they hosted a 2-day event, the FPE. This was the fan premiere exhibit, and it hosted a bunch of different artifacts from throughout the years of 21 Pilots history. And I got the chance to go. It was a free event, and I feel bad for anyone who had to pay like $200 for an extra ticket on the Clancy tour. And I don't know, we got to take a picture on the stressed out bikes, and it was just a very nice experience for all the fans. At the end of the exhibit though, there was a picture that said Clancy Ultimus Capitalist, I don't even know how to say it, 25. And it kind of translated, it was Latin for Clancy's final chapter, 25. So I think a lot of fans didn't know what it really was. They thought it was an album, which now I think that we can say that it was an album, because there's an album coming out and in 2025. So, and this kind of just like sparked a bunch of like craziness, people trying to figure out stuff. May 29th, 2024, a few days after Clancy releases, they release a digital remains album. This included live audio from some of the Anything with 21 Pilots, and it also included never before seen like pictures from the band making music videos or just within the Diva storyline. And this eventually led into a puzzle. We had to kind of shift some of the pictures together to get a code, which led us to a DMA.org website where we eventually got the saturated the saturated Platinum Straight music video with DMA restricted content, because it's technically the DMA version of the music video. June 21st, 2024, 21 Pilots premieres the Paladin Straight music video, the last music video from Clancy. What was supposed to be the end of the story, or so we thought. At the end, it shows the Bishop Nico grabbing Tyler's neck, almost like he's getting smeared. Tyler closes his eyes. At the end, he opens his eyes. And that's where it leaves us off. That's probably where the contract will pick up. But we won't get into that today. And I don't know. I definitely got everyone feeling that it wasn't the end. And we can say now it's not the end. Put this part down because I don't know, it's a lot of stuff for me to memorize. And this part, there was an FPE exhibit for every single new show that they went to during the Clancy tour. And in the US leg, there was letters. And these letters spelled out at the end of the leg. We must destroy them or we will become them. And if we become them, we must do better. Also, during a few shows where there was blurry face activity, Tyler would wear a Clancy shirt with black letters instead of red. And this was whenever blurry face was like tweeting or doing something. Right after the US leg ended, 21 Pilots announces that they are going to be on the Arcane Season 2 soundtrack with a new song called The Line. Guys, let's just say this song is absolutely amazing. Like, seriously. Throughout the Clancy tour, 21 Pilots also did a bunch of little side performances and won some awards. Some of the performances included the Q101 Lounge acoustic performance, where Tyler said to everyone's face that this is not the end of the story, that he was figuring out the end. And also the Game Awards, where they performed The Line, and let's just say that scream literally was breathtaking. And they also did the Jingle Ball performance, and they literally performed Jingle Balls. Yeah, instead of Jingle Bells. Jingle balls, jingle all the way. Oh yeah. He was literally singing Christmas songs to his daughter, Rosie. And I don't know, it was kind of funny. They also won awards, some iHeartRadio awards, and some AMAs for Best Rock Album and Best Rock Artist. Once we get to the last show in London, United Kingdom, I think in the middle of May on this year, we get, before navigating, Tyler usually takes the jacket from Josh. But this time, he doesn't even see or look at Josh. He doesn't take the jacket. He walks back to stage, holding his Clancy soul over his eyes. And Josh has to walk back to the stage alone. Around the Blurry Face 10-year anniversary, the eye starts to close, closing the Clancy logo. And once we thought it was going to close for good, something stops it and reveals that we are getting Breach, the contract. The contract tomorrow and Breach in September. Now, sorry I'm not going on and getting into the stuff that happened in the Breach era, but I'm just technically like the Breach era started once the eye closed. But I feel like it officially starts tomorrow. And that's an end to Clancy. This era was amazing. It was probably the first full era I've been through with 21 Pilots, because I came in like close to the end of the Scale and Icy era in 2023. Yeah, 2023. And it was a very eventful era. And that's why I made this video, to recap it for anyone who might be new to the fandom. Welcome. Newbies like me, hello. And now we're starting a brand new era, Breach. I have no idea how long this era will last, but I hope that it is eventful and memorable for everyone watching this video. Now, see you guys. Peace.